Well, we're going big. We got the highest coin in the United States Navy for an officer. This is the Chief of Naval Operations coin, Admiral Jonathan Greenert, the 30th CNO for our great Navy. And this story is 46 years old, and it starts off in 1979. I'm stationed on board the USS Tautog. Now, I'm about 21 years old, and I'm a second class, so I've been there for a while, and I'm doing good. And we get a new officer. We get this guy named Lieutenant Jonathan Greenert. And right off the bat, I like this guy. Now, he's not my boss, but he's part of my department because I'm in engineering, and he's a nuclear trained officer. Super smart, but more importantly, this guy's got a sense of humor. He doesn't take himself too seriously, and we always have a pretty good time. And you know, he's an officer and I'm an enlisted guy, but we're only about 3 years difference. And I unconsciously am taking some of the things that he does and I'm implementing them into my very young leadership style. A lot of it had to do with trusting your people and integrity. Now, John, we have a mutual friend named Fran Martin. And Francis, as we all know him, was very instrumental with John meeting his bride. And he's still married to her this day, and she's a wonderful, wonderful woman. Her name is Darlene. And John will tell you this too. He married up, and that's pretty much true for all of us. I guarantee you I'm way out of my pay grade too, sir. Now, I really have a hard time calling him John. He called me the other day because I asked Francis, I said, hey, can you think get the Admiral to give me a call? Because I don't want to jack up this thing on his coin. And Francis, oh yeah, chippy chap, I'll have him call you. And next day, 10 o'clock in the morning, the Admiral calls me. And I haven't talked to him for a couple of years, so it was really cool. But anyway, I unconsciously took a lot of his leadership styles and implemented them into my leadership styles. And I know this to be true because I run into him quite a bit. Well, we're going to flash forward to 1995. And John, he's the Commodore in San Diego. So he's a captain, but you call him Commodore. I think it sounds awesome too. And I just became the chief of the boat of the USS Portsmouth. And I knew that he was there. And I ran up to his office. I'm a senior chief, you know, I'm young. And the secretary's there. Can I help you, senior chief? Oh, no, I'm just going to go see the Commodore. And I just walked right in there. We hug, shake hands. It's been 15 years we've seen each other, but it's like yesterday. When you're on board a little tiny submarine like that in 1980, and there's 100 of you and 15 officers, everybody gets to know everybody. It's a long-term relationship. Well, the next time I run into him, I'm in line to congratulate the new Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy on being the Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy in 2003. And I look behind me in line, and who's behind me in line? Admiral, 2 stars now, Jonathan Greenert. I'm like, Admiral, you know, he was a captain last time I saw him. He's really moving up, and I'm really proud of him. And we talked, and it was cool. That was 2002. Well, flash forward now to 2011. And I'm sitting in my classroom teaching ROTC, and all the cadets have to know the chain of command. They got to know the president, the vice president, and the CNO. And one day this kid comes in and goes, oh, Master Chief, there's been a change to the CNO. I go, well, who's the CNO? He goes, some guy named Jonathan Greenert. I'm like, what? Admiral Greenert is now the CNO? This is awesome. So I sent him a little congratulations. Admiral, congratulations, Master Chief Chapman. He writes back, thank you. He writes back. Amazing. Now, I find out a couple of years later that the Admiral is coming to Kings Bay, Georgia. And I'm thinking, wow, maybe he'll take a picture with the cadets. So I get to work the next day and I have a kid that sends out all my email because that's her job. I talk, she types, launches the email. Everybody in my classroom had a job. You fixed the desk, you wiped off the board, you got the stack. Her job was the emails. I said, listen, send an email to the Chief of Naval Operations. She goes, really, Master Chief? I go, yeah, send him an email. Type this, Admiral, I see where you're coming to Kings Bay in a couple of months. Can you spare a few minutes to take some pictures with the cadets? Master Chief Chapman. The next day I come into work, she's at my desk, she goes, we got an email. We got an email from him. I go, Okay, what does it say? He'll do it. I'm like, okay. Next thing I know, we're on this list where we get his itinerary, revision A, revision B, revision C. We're still on it. Our little 15 minutes, he's gonna come to the Bancroft Memorial, and there's a picture of it right there, and he and the Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy are gonna take pictures with all 180 cadets. This is crazy. The school supports it 1,000%. They got 7 buses lined up at noon to bus every kid to that thing to take pictures with the Master Chief Petty Officer and the Chief of Naval Operations. We got our 15 minutes with him. Well, the big day happens. Now I go have lunch with him, but the other 2 instructors make sure everybody's set up for the pictures because I know him. And we get up there and all the kids are ready to go. We take all these beautiful pictures. Well, he's been there about 14 minutes. And this guy comes up to him and says, Admiral, we got to go. We got to get down to Jacksonville. And the Admiral goes, I'm having a pretty good time right here. I'm going to spend some more time with them. 45 minutes. John spent 45 minutes with my kids. It was one of the greatest days ever. And funny thing happened. I got invited to the Army-Navy game that year. I got to go sit with John and my friends. And I got to go the next year. It was great. Well, John, he was a CNO for 4 years, almost exactly to the day, and then he retired. And I took a lot of him and put it into my leadership style, and I really like how he always treated people, and I never forgot it. It's something we could all learn a lesson from. He's up there in Maryland right now. He's got a big boat. We're going to go up on the boat. We're going to go watch Navy football in October. I can't wait to see the Chief of Naval Operations. And just so you know, we have a female Chief of Naval Operations. The very first one, Jane Franchetti. Yeah, 4-star female admiral running the Navy right now. She's been doing it about 7 months. And from what I hear, she's doing a great job. But John, look forward to see you. Thank you.